Howdy VC and cheers from Norway. I thought I'd do a contest video to Brett's Vinyl Victims channel. Congratulations on your 100 subscribers, great channel. Do subscribe, I'll leave a link down below to his channel. So his contest was pick your all-time favorite album. So he had AC/DC Back in Black, great album. So I do mine, but it's not a studio album. Cheers, some Norwegian black iced tea. Sort Beans Black. It's a live album. So we had to do a lot of information about the album and so. So I start by showing the album. That is my all-time favorite. It is Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous, double live album from 1978. So let's start talk about it. It was released 2nd of June 1978, and the live recordings are from London 76 and Philadelphia 77, and some say there's a song from 77 Toronto too. And it was mixed at Studio des Dames in Paris, France. And in the UK it was on the Vertigo label, in Canada on the Mercury label, and in the US on the Warner Brothers label. And the members are, of course, Phil Lynott, lead vocals and bass, Scott Gorham, lead guitar, backing vocals, Brian Robertson, lead guitar, backing vocals, and Brian Downey on drums. And one of the guests on this album is actually Huey Lewis. He plays harmonica on the song Oh Baby Drives Me Crazy. The producer is Thin Lizzy and Tony Visconti, who worked with David Bowie and a lot of stuff. Engineered by Will Reed Dick and Rob O'Brien. And one of the songs, Southbound, is actually from a sound check before the Philadelphia shows. And there's been a lot of rumors about overdubbing this album. I'm not going to go into that, because a lot of the live albums from the 70s had a lot of overdubs, like Kiss Alive 1 and so. The cover design is by Thin Lizzy and Chalky Davis. Photograph is by Chalky Davis. Artwork by Sutton Cooper. And this album, when it came out, reached number 2 on the UK charts, only beaten by the Grease soundtrack at that time. It sold over 600,000 copies. Spent 62 weeks in the UK charts. And the songs on the album are Jailbreak, Emerald, Southbound, Rosalie, a Bob Seger song, Cowgirl Song, Dancing in the Moonlight, Massacre, Still in Love with You, Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed, Cowboy Song, The Boys Are Back in Town, Don't Believe a Word, Warrior, Are You Ready? And Suicide, and Sha-La-La-La-La, Baby Drives Me Crazy, and The Rocker. Great, fantastic live album. This is a band that's at their peak, and it's just an amazing album. You don't even have to like hard rock to understand that this is a great album. Great. Every song is great on this album. From the slow Still in Love with You, Dancing in the Moonlight, Johnny the Fox. This is actually from the Johnny the Fox and Bad Reputation tour, 76 and 77. Cowboy Song, fantastic. And Phil Lynott is a poet and a great storyteller. Warrior, one of my favorite songs is actually Massacre and Warrior and Suicide on this one. and the guitarist Brian Robertson, so underrated, great guitar player. And the drums on The Massacre is fantastic by Brian Downey. And the bass playing with Phil Lynott, and the sound quality is amazing on this album. This is a first edition, a West German pressing. Fantastic, fantastic. I never get tired of listening to this album. I think I listened to this thousands and thousands of times. I was listening to this today, and it still gets me every time. I never skip a song. Fantastic album. This was voted by the English music paper New Musical Express as the #1 live album of all time. And this was the last album to feature Brian Robertson with Thin Lizzy, or he was on the live farewell tour album in '83 though. So this is my favorite album of all time. I think I spun this first edition like 1,000 times. It's just amazing. Great cover too. Pull this out, let's see. Great live shots. Show the label too. Spaceship Vertigo. As I said, the sound quality too on vinyl is amazing. I played this on an old amplifier from the 70s too, so the sound is just phenomenal. Fantastic album. I also have a sealed copy of the Live and Dangerous, and then you have the deluxe edition on CD, which has 2 bonus tracks, Opium Trail, it's an outtake, and Bad Reputation, and also has a DVD with a live concert from '78 at the Rainbow Theatre in London. There you go. Linus note by Michael Dome, I think. Fantastic. And next year is the 40th anniversary of this album. So I'm hoping they're gonna do like a big box set with a lot of extra and rare stuff. I just pray they're gonna do this. Make a great box set out of this fantastic album with outtakes and other live shows from that tour, Johnny the Fox and Bad Reputation tour, and a lot of mixes and all kinds of stuff. Just pray for that, since it's 40 years next year, 2018. It's 40 years since this was released. So that's my favorite album of all time. It don't get any better than this if you're into hard rock. Fantastic songwriting, fantastic musicians, fantastic tight band, just amazing, fantastic sound. Just one of the greatest bands of all time. Thin Lizzy from Ireland. So that was my entry to Brett's Vinyl Victims Contest, favorite album of all time. It wasn't too hard for me, because that's my favorite album. It always gives me something, that album, no matter what. I heard it 1,000 and thousands and thousands of times, but it still gets to me. So do subscribe to to Brett's channel, Vinyl Victim. I'll leave a link below. And do subscribe to mine too if you like. I'm gonna do a contest soon if I reach 500 subscribers. In the meantime, and do comment too. In the meantime, take care, God bless, bye from Norway.